G'day and good morning. Thanks for watching. This morning I'm going to go on a little bit of a mission. I'm going to go on a walk that's a little bit probably out of my depth, Jab was saying. And it's about, by my reckoning, it's about 10 kilometres or so. If you've watched this channel before, you'll probably know that I'm not really a hiker, but I'm trying to build my endurance a little bit on these urban exploring episodes. So, Jab was saying. This is, by the way, this is a local temple just behind where I live. And they've sort of turned it into a market garden as well. So it looks like they try and earn a little bit of a living out of it. So that's pretty good, or someone rents the property. Anyway, today's walk, let me get through this temple complex and I'll tell you a little bit more about the plan for today. Okay, so that's Vivo City over there and my apartment block's just nearby. So it's amazing, isn't it, how quickly things change. This is almost like we're not in the middle of a massive city. So the plan is to go on a bit of a walk today that is around about 10 kilometres, I think, by my guesstimation, from District 7 here, which is no longer called District 7. Somewhere along the way, I'll explain that to you. And all the way to District 5. So I've got a little, there's a temple. Good morning, Chow was saying. And as you can see, people are friendly already. There's always someone wanting to say hello. So along the way, I'm going to have some breakfast, probably going to have some lunch because I plan to be out for a fair while. And we'll see how we go. Now, the route that I've chosen, I know the neighbourhoods quite well, all the way from here to what used to be called District 5 up until yesterday. But there's a few little neighbourhoods and alleyways that I've never walked through before. Most of where we're going today, I've ridden through on my motorcycle. So it's going to be a new adventure for me as well. So hopefully you stick around for that. Okay. Let's go. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, so first little snack for breakfast today. Cái gì?
Bánh ít.
Bánh ít. Ít. Okay, and móc cay bao nhiêu tiền?
8.000.
8.000. Okay, cho anh móc cay.
Ăn
Yeah,
thử
come
không?
on.
Ăn
Yeah.
thử.
Okay, so yeah, ăn thử. Yeah, so I'm gonna try this out. I'm pretty certain I've had it before.
Lộn cho nha.
Okay, ăn ở đây. Ăn ở đây. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I've got a stool here. Here we go, look at this little stool here. I don't know if my bum is going to fit on it. Okay. All right, thank you. Oh! It's okay. You can stand. Okay, come on. Okay, so bun, chom gói gì?
Có dừa.
Oh, coconut. Okay, so, oh my god. It's got coconut in it. And cái này là gơm hả?
Bột.
Bắp.
Bột nếp.
And inside there should be coconut. And this seat is really small and it's cutting off my circulation. But let's give it a go. And 8,000 dong, she said. Oh, look at this. Very sticky. Cái này là
Dừa. Đậu.
đậu.
Đậu phộng.
Okay, so it's got coconut and peanuts in it as well. Okay, ready? Ăn thử.
Ngon không?
Yeah, it's non. Very good. Non. So little brekkie snack and wrapped in banana leaf. Cái này là chuối.
Lá chuối.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, wrapped in a banana leaf. What a great little snack, you know. People can pull up on the motorbike and then buy this 8,000 dong little snack for breakfast and on their way to work. Come on. Okay, that was a really good little snack. Make sure you try it out. Only 8,000 dong. And it's hit a little bit of a spot there. It's filled a hole just for now, but I better keep moving because I'm only really just out of the shadows of my apartment block and we've probably got about 9 kilometres to go. But earlier I mentioned that the districts in Ho Chi Minh City have changed from yesterday, from July 1st, 2025. The districts are no longer called districts, so the government's gone with this sort of two-tier government now. And the districts have been abolished in favour of wards. There were always wards, but they fell under sort of the district level. And as I said, the districts have been abolished. And for example, in the neighbourhood that I live in, our ward is made up of 3 smaller wards. So it's going to get a little bit of getting used to, I guess. And I imagine that it'll probably take a generation for everybody to get used to and get out of the habit of talking about districts. And having said that, District 1 is commonly referred to in Vietnamese as One Nhất. In this case, when you're talking about districts, it's Nhất, which means one. But also, it's still commonly referred to as Saigon. So if you say you're going into Saigon, it means District 1. So that's never really gone away. And as it happens, one of the new wards in One Nhất has become Saigon Ward after all these years, officially. This is the cool thing about not having a motorbike at the moment. It's probably the only cool thing for me at the moment because I love my motorbike and I love getting around on it. But being on foot allows you to spot these little sort of oases in amongst all the concrete in these areas. I wouldn't have known it was here except that I was walking and obviously watching where I was going. And you know, what a great little spot to hang out and great for the local residents. And what you'll find is that these sorts of things are actually more plentiful than you'd expect. Okay. Come on. Okay. Hi.
Bye-bye.
I have another camera person with me. This one here is bun kẹp.
Bánh kẹp.
Bun kẹp.
Ê, mình mua bánh thế nào đi ba? Không. Không, quên phim hả?
This is my camera lady just here. There she is. And it's just like a waffle and 2,000 dong. It would be really good with a little bit of cream. Let's try it. Yeah, totally like a waffle. And she makes it on the little coal skillet thing that she's got there, coal-fired skillet. And very common in the south. Sweet, as you'd expect. I don't know if you can see me. But it's a good little bun kẹp. Yeah. There you go. Chào em. So I've featured this little neighbourhood before on my channel. I featured the banh mi. There's a really good banh mi up here, but super friendly neighbourhood, and it's one of those neighbourhoods that is vulnerable to climate change. I think I mentioned that in my other video. Fortunately today it's not raining, so the locals here are high and dry for now, but who knows what's going to happen later on. But there was an interesting thing that came up in the news just this week, and we're in District 7, but across the canal just over here, we're going to go there later, in District 8, there's a big plan to clean up the canals, get rid of the slums that line the canals, and create better housing for the people who live in those areas, and also better spaces, green spaces and stuff like that. So that will be really good for those communities over there, because some of them, like along this part of District 7 here, they're extremely vulnerable to the elements. I don't know if this area is going to be fixed up or not. Perhaps it will be. Oops. Oh yeah, I forgot that this neighbourhood is also quite a common street or alley dog neighbourhood, so I hope I'm okay. I should be okay. I've got my new boots on, so I'm ready to kick. But yeah, really interesting neighbourhood. If you're in District 7 at some stage, make the point of coming down here and having a walk along here. The people are very friendly, the dogs not so much, and there's heaps of food. Okay, so I'm going to try from smallest to largest. So I've eaten these before. I'm really only doing it to show you guys, but here's the smallest one. And this is called vai in Vietnamese. I can't remember all the names of them, but they call these vai. And these probably are closer to what you would know as lychees. Oh no, I dropped it. Oh, fuck, I dropped it. 2-second rule. Okay, this one might be a little bit gritty. It is gritty, but sweet with quite an intense sort of floral note to it. Lots of flavour. And it's almost like a lolly, almost like a candy. You know, it sort of tastes a little bit like a gummy bear. Yeah, really nice, really delicious. A little bit small though, usually they'd come a bit bigger. I don't know if it's late in the season or what, but we might see some bigger ones on the way round, but totally like it. Ask for vai and you'll get these lychees. Really, really tasty. All right. Next one up, the furry one. This is called chom chom, this one. And very similar to lychee. Wouldn't be surprised if it's in the same family. Okay, hopefully I won't drop this one. And this one should have a pip in it as well. I have, and as usual, it's a little bit tougher, a little bit more chewy, not as fragrant, not as floral. and usually a bit bigger as well. But they're such a handy little snack. You know, they're protected. They're protected by these, so you can put them in your backpack and not worry about them getting squashed and leaking everywhere. Very common when you're drinking beer as well, especially this time of year. Yeah. Not as tasty, not as florally, and yeah, not as succulent as the Vai, but still pretty nice. Here we go. I've forgotten the name of this suddenly. It's, you guys can tell me in the comments, this one here. I've forgotten. Anyway, much bigger as you can see. Very sticky. And juicy. Again, it's got a pip in it, so don't sink your teeth straight into it. Just nibble around the edges. Very juicy, this one. Very fragrant and very close to the first one that I tried, the Vai. Very good. Recommend this one. And there's the pip. Very juicy. Very juicy. So go for that one. And then finally, in English we call it a mangosteen. In Vietnamese I think it's called mangop. And totally different from the first three. So the first three were more sort of probably from the lychee family. Different variations of floral notes, dare I say. But this one, I think the mangosteen tops it. It's tangy, almost citrusy. The texture's really pillowy and satiny, and there's no pip in it. Yeah, I think the mangosteen is the winner today. Yeah, there, look at it. And very sticky. So great for your walk around in terms of sugar content. I think there's quite a lot of sugar in it. This one's got a pip. So yeah, with all of these, you've got to be careful. Don't sink your teeth straight into them. Oh yeah. Very good. So I'd probably go mangosteen first, Vai second, probably chom chom third, maybe chom chom third, and the other one, I can't remember the name of the other one, in fourth place. Okay. I'm gonna go and wash these hands now. It's super sticky. All up, just 10,000 dong for the whole bag. So pretty amazing. So you don't have to buy by the kilo. Sometimes the prices obviously are by the kilo, but you don't have to buy by the kilo, if that makes sense. You can just grab a bag and go along and pick out what you want, and then they weigh it. I don't know how they come to the price, but mine all up was 10,000 dong for the whole bag. All right, let's keep going.